Hello, welcome to the final live of 2023. Can you believe it? We've had a whole year of YouTube live classes every single week, apart from a couple of weeks in the summer. I took some time out then, though pretty much every single Monday I've been here. Today is a Tuesday, obviously, though most of the time it's every Monday evening, and I was doing a live, and every week I was sharing a different topic. And today's topic is continuing from last week's topic, which was all about numerology. Now, if you're new to numerology, if you don't know what it's about, this is all based on the work of Pythagoras. This is the type of numerology that I use. There are many different types of numerology out there. Basically, it's the secret science of numbers and getting information from numbers, from the date of our birth, and really understanding who we are and why we're here. And it's so fascinating. I've done so many birth charts for people over the years, and this is just, it never fails to amaze me, like the insights that can come up. And whenever I give a reading for people, that often the response is like, wow, like this totally makes sense, and this is completely true. And it just, like, everything, like, even if they've had astrology readings or human design readings or use other modalities to understand themselves and others, usually whatever comes up in the numerology reading is very much in alignment with the other modalities. And they're like, yeah, this is exactly what I've been struggling with. And that's why that's come up. And that's how to get over that challenge. And these are my strengths, and these are my areas of growth, and that's why I went through that thing at that particular time in that year. Or, like, there's so much insight that we can uncover thanks to numerology. So, as I said, there are many different types. I use the type of the one that's the most common in the Western world, which is based on the work of Pythagoras and his students. So I'm sure that you've heard of Pythagoras at school, and we often at school we're not really taught about a huge part of his work, which is about numerology. We're taught about other things, though the numerology part often is left out, and this is what I find the most fascinating, like his work with numerology. And we know from science that everything is made up of vibrating particles and space, energy, everything that comes from, like, everything that's a liquid, that's a solid, that's a gas, like everything. It's made up of these vibrating particles and these energy, like everything has a vibration. And this is not some spiritual weird woo-woo stuff. This is proven by science. So if anyone here is a little bit logically minded and thinking, numerology, I'm not really sure about that, everything is made up of vibration. Everything in the whole universe, sound, frequency, all of that, like, it is the food that we eat, everything that we put into our body, the words that we speak. At the moment, like, you can't see it, and often, like, we don't see this, but as I'm talking, there are waves of these sounds that I'm making with my mouth, and as I'm talking, like, that goes out into the space. And of course, like, we know that Wi-Fi works. We know that we can connect to data. We know that we can send messages, we can send emails, yet we don't see the information being passed around. But that information is being sent out so that we can send and receive. Like with mobile phones, like if you're connecting two phones with Bluetooth, the information is being sent in the air, but we don't see it, but we can see the results of it. And so everything is vibration, everything is made up of this, the emotions that we feel, everything. So this includes numbers. Every single number has its own unique blueprint, its own energetic makeup. And in numerology, we tend to focus on the numbers 1 to 9. There are a few other numbers, what we call master numbers, though the majority of the time we're reducing everything down to a single digit, 1 to 9. And it's those numbers, every single number in that sequence, has its own unique energy, has its own message, its own meaning. So it's really interesting. So this is something I wanted to talk about today, because last week I was talking about what was coming up in 2023 and whether you experienced that or not, like taking a moment to look back and reflect. And this week I want to talk about 2024, so the year that's coming, 2024, and what each personal number represents, because we have our personal number and we also have the global collective number. So essentially what that means, how I like to see it, is that we have a door opening up in 2024 for the collective. There's a particular theme, topic that we're all learning about. And then individually, every single person has a door opening up and they have their own personal theme and topic. So we have the two, we have the collective and also the personal. Sometimes people have the same number for both, but often it's different. So I wanted to talk about that. So how do we calculate this? What you need to do is you need to get your date of birth, but without the year. So let go of the year and you just have the day, you have the month, and then in exchange for your year of birth, you add in 2024. So rather than your year of birth, you put in the current year that you want to find out information about. So we're exploring what 2024 is going to bring up for you on a personal level. So you put in 2024 and you add up all of those digits and reduce it to a single digit. So for example, if someone was born on, just make up a date. So for example, someone was born on the 11th of February. So you would do 1 + 1 + 2. And then for the year that we want to find information about, 2024, so you do 2 + 2 + 4. The zeros, obviously they don't count. So you add that all up and sum it up and keep reducing it down until you get a single digit. So either a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, like all the way up to 9, a single digit. And that's your number. That's your number for the year. So first of all, I will talk a little bit about what 2024 is on a global level, on a collective level. And then whilst you're figuring out your personal number, then I will go into that as well later. So on a global level, collective level, 2024 is the year of 8, number 8. So 2 + 2 + 4 = 8. And 8 brings the opportunity to really learn about personal power, finances, career, anything about manifestation, anything about the material side of life, is a huge opportunity to really step into your power and make changes in terms of your work and your finances. That there's a huge focus on money. So next year on a global level, there's going to be a very big focus on money worldwide. So this is the year to really get your finances in order and to really make sure that you have things in place to look after what you've built up over the years, if you've built up things, and just really sort out savings or investments or anything like that. This is the perfect year to focus on that. And there will be changes also globally and collectively in terms of money and how we use money. Already we're seeing it around the world. Like there's a huge focus on contactless, using less cash. There have been changes already. So this is going to continue and be much more of a theme and a topic next year, 2024, or this year if you're watching this video in 2024, or last year if you're watching this in the future. So there's a huge focus on money, finances, investment, all of that. Also, it's the year to really manifest. So collectively and globally, we're always given this opportunity, though it's amplified next year. Like 8 is the number of amplification. So like everything is amplified. And it's all about really focusing on what we want rather than focusing on what we don't want or what's difficult. So focusing on what we want and what we want to really manifest and create in our life. Like, are we dreaming and creating that image, that picture of what we want to step into in life? Are we focusing on all the wonderful things that can come? Or are we stuck in fears of lack and doubt and thinking that we can't do it, and like that's just going to create more problems? Of course, it's normal that fears will come up. Of course, it's normal that doubts or worries will come up. Notice it, learn from it, and then switch the focus back to what you want. So there's going to be a big focus on that. And also there'll be a focus on personal power. So this is a year where there may be, on a global level, collectively, there will be an opportunity to really stand in our own power and not allow ourselves to be dominated by others or organizations, and also not to dominate or overpower other people as well. So it's really about finding that balance of acknowledging our personal power, stepping into our personal power, living life that feels true and in alignment for us, and not dominating or being dominated by other people. So that's what's happening on a collective level. That's just like a little very brief insight, because I can go into it in much more detail, but just to give you an insight. Now, if you've worked out your personal number, so the day, the month, and then 2024, add it all up, sum it up to a single digit. I will go through these numbers now and give you a little insight into what they mean and what 2024 can be about for you. So just a side note, and this is important to mention, this is not to say that it will 100% be like this, and this is not a prediction. This is not to follow blindly without listening to your own intuition. It's important to listen to your own intuitive knowing. It's important to recognize that you have free will, how you live your life and how you choose to navigate things. And it's, as I mentioned, it's like these are doors opening up. So there's this energy that comes in, and you can make the most of that or not. You can use that or not. You can learn from that number, that energy, or not. It's completely up to you. Being conscious of this and being aware of this can be incredibly useful, because then it's like, that's why. That's why that's a topic, or that's why that's a theme, or that's why that keeps on coming up. And we can navigate things with a lot more grace, a lot more awareness, and make things a lot easier for ourselves. So I just wanted to put that out there. But your intuition is the most important above all. So if you calculated number 1, then you're stepping into a year of new beginnings, independence, like being that independent individual. So it's really time to step into your own 2 shoes and walk and live life according to your own drum, your own beat of your heart, and really live life for you. And it's a wonderful time to learn about yourself. So learning about yourself, learning about different aspects of your personality, connecting with your soul, like really putting the focus onto you. So that's number 1. It's all about the independence and new beginnings. Perhaps there'll be some new things that come into your life. There'll be some letting go of the old, though you would have done a lot of that last year. And now this year you're stepping into the new. If you calculated number 2, number 2 is the year of collaboration, teamwork, balance, harmony. So I like to think of number 2 very much in alignment with the energy of Libra. Libra, if you're aware of astrology, if you know about astrology, it's a very similar energy. It's all about finding that balance and just really finding that balance within yourself and others, but then also within yourself. So if there are emotions there, finding balance and harmony within your emotions, your sensitivities, learning how to find balance within relationships and interactions with others, but also within yourself. So it's all about teamwork, all about cooperation, and perhaps there'll be some opportunities there to really develop these skills and work as a team, work as a community, work in partnership, work with others, and find that harmony. If you calculated number three is the social year, the year of communication and self-expression. So it's a wonderful year to start a creative project. If you want to paint, if you want to draw, if you want to sing, if you want to write, if you want to cook, if you want to, whatever these creative projects are, like find something that inspires you, that you're like, oh yeah, I always wanted to do that, always wanted to learn that, like ceramics or pottery or glassmaking or whatever it is. Like find something that you can express yourself through the creativity, and it's the year of self-expression. So there may be opportunities where you're given that chance to really express your truth, like speak from the heart and express. It's not a year to hold in and keep everything hidden within and not express everything. No, it's about expressing your truth and really, really sharing that with others and being so social, like getting to know people. It's the three is the social number. It's light, it's fun, there's a lot of humor. It's all about that lightness and connecting to the lightness in life and having fun and expressing yourself and connecting with that creativity. So that's number three. If you calculated number four is the year of planting seeds. It's the year of putting in the effort and the hard work and really creating the foundations for your future. So there may be some dismantling of old structures to make way for the new structures. So in 2020, globally, we were in a full year when that happened. So there was a lot of dismantling of old structures and creating new structures on a global level. So on a personal level, number four, maybe there are things that are not working, so those things can be let go of, and then it's a really wonderful chance to build something, plant seeds, create the foundation. People who have number four very prominent in their charts, often they build build things. They're called the builders of all the numbers. So sometimes they even build houses. So this is something, or a business or a project or something. So it's the number of building, constructing, and not finding the shortcuts. It's not about the quick fixes or the shortcuts. It's about putting in the effort and being consistent. So that's step-by-step process. So it's like seeing the value and getting the rewards and the gifts from going through that step-by-step process and being consistent and persevering. It's like, okay, step by step, step by step. That's a wonderful phrase. If anyone's going through a number 4 year, is to have that mantra, step by step, to keep going. Number 5, if you calculated number five is the year of change. It's the year of adventure. It's the year of travel. It's the year of learning through experiences. So perhaps there are new experiences, new adventures, new things to discover that you experience in 2024. It's a year of change, so it's important to really be flexible with whatever changes come up, whatever things arise in your life, to really not to be so rigid and not to be so attached to certain outcomes or how things should be, or it needs to be like that, or like really being fixated on certain ways or methods. It's all about exploration. It's about that fluidity, that flexibility, and Number 5 is a very dynamic number. It's the dancer of all the numbers. It's the adventurer. It's the freedom seeker. It's the number where it's all about the exploring, and so it's a great year for travel. If you want to travel, if there's somewhere that you want to explore, it's a great year for travel. It's a great year for learning something new, especially if it's something connected with the body that's very experiential. Like maybe you want to dance, maybe you want to start a new physical activity, a different type of sport. Maybe you want to go for a hike and go traveling and hiking somewhere. Like that would be a very, very number 5 thing to do. So it's a year of that, and just remembering that flexibility, that life has changed, and ultimately the true freedom comes from within. Like often there can be this focus of looking on outside external situations and environments and attaching our sense of level of freedom according to that. But ultimately the freedom comes from within, like that true sense of freedom. So if you calculated number 6, number 6 is all about that unconditional love, being of service. And there's a huge focus on family, friendships, love, relationships, all of that. And it's very much like giving and being of service from the heart, like not giving from conditions, like, oh, I do this for you, then therefore you should do this for me. No, that's not number 6. Number 6 energy is inviting us to be unconditionally loving. Now, that doesn't mean we don't have boundaries, and that doesn't mean that we just give without any boundaries or acknowledging ourselves. One of the lessons of number 6 is knowing that balance. So being able to give from the heart unconditionally and also giving to ourselves. Sometimes there can be the tendency to give too much externally out there and forget to give to ourselves. So it's important. That's one of the lessons of number 6. And there's a huge focus on family and responsibilities. So it's a year to really be responsible and take those responsibilities seriously, and also acknowledge yourself in the process and give to yourself in the process. So you're able to do that from a full cup rather than an empty cup. Maybe there'll be new love interests in number 6 year. Often it's the 6th year is seen as the year of marriage and divorce or meeting new people or breakups, or like if anything's not really working, it's the year to communicate deeper, create deeper connections, to really find out what's not working, improve things, let things go if they can't be improved. And it's love on all levels, connection on all levels. And number 7 is the year of the truth seeker. It's the year of reflecting on life and going inwards. It's very much an inwards energy. So it's all about like inwards in the sense that you reflect on things, but there's also this outward exploring, learning, and discovering new things, like discovering your truth. Like, what is your truth about life? Not following another religion or another organization or another methodology blindly. It's like, by all means, learn and be guided if you feel that that's appropriate. Though it's about doing that and then having the time to internally reflect and, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Like this, this is what resonates for me. This doesn't resonate for me. Like this is my truth, and just being aware that there's so much more to life. Like sometimes we're so focused on the physical and the ego mind, and we forget that there's this whole energetic side to life and the spirituality of life. We're human beings. So there's that human aspect and there's the being aspect. And the number 7 is very much exploring that, the non-physical and the spirituality. It's a great year for learning anything to do with spirituality, self-development, technology, science, like really understanding things about life and discovering more. And 8, so as I mentioned in the beginning, we're in a collective number 8 year in 2024. So what I mentioned in the beginning of the call is the same. So if you got number 8, it's the same thing. It's about learning about personal power, not allowing anything or anyone to dominate or like to be domineering over you, and also not to do that to others. So it's really stepping into your power, but also in a balanced way. And the year of money and finances, career. So there'll be a huge focus on your finances, your careers. A great year to get everything sorted. If you need to invest, if you need to sort out your savings, if you need to watch your spending, if you need to budget, if you need to change careers or improve your like work conditions, make changes to your job, all of that. It's a great year for that. And as I mentioned before, focus on what you want. Like, what do you want? Manifest from there rather than focusing on the problems. By all means, learn from the problems and find ways to improve those, though put the focus on what you want. And finally, number 9, if you got number 9 year, this is the year of endings, the year of change, the year of really letting go of anything that is not serving you. So if there are old relationships, if there are old things that are not really helping you, if they're not or like things in your life, like it's the year to clear out, let go, like have a good spring clean, like physically, but emotionally and mentally and at all levels. It's the year of ending cycles. So anything that's not working that will come up in your life at that in this year, and there'll be a chance to really look at that and let that go. It's the year of forgiveness as well. It's the year of being the humanitarian as well. So being of service. So number 6 was being of service. Though number 6 is very much being of service in the immediate setting, like the family, the friends, the immediate community. Number 9 is the humanitarian. It's being of service to humanity, like really thinking big and globally, whilst you are ending cycles and going through that transformation. So that's a little bit about the numbers. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the comments section, or you can also send me an email, info@emmabradford.net. And this is something, I mean, this is just like one little grain of sand in the whole big picture of what numerology can uncover for us. So this is just your personal year and also the global year for 2024. And if you're watching this in another year, the same numbers still apply. You just, rather than putting 2024, you put 2025 or 2026 or whatever year you're in. So your day, month, and then whatever current year you want to learn about, add it all up, reduce it to a single digit, whatever digit you have. I've just explained all the meanings. So you have it there. So if you want to explore more about this, I do one-on-one full birth chart readings. This is something I've been doing for the last few years alongside all of the NLP coaching and all the other work that I do. And there's so much that we can uncover in this. I mean, in this call, like I've given, with this talk, I've given lots of information already, and this has just been one number. In the birth chart, you have a whole page of numbers. So I explain everything according to the deepest desires of your heart and soul, and what your heart and soul want to accomplish in this lifetime to feel complete. your direction, like where you're going in, what your soul wants to learn in this lifetime, and what you're here to move into. Your core energy, like your natural skills and abilities and strengths and gifts that you've come here to offer to humanity. Also, karmic lessons and anything that you're clearing up from past lives. Also, we talk about personality, like how you, like the way that you are perceived by others and how you show up and interact with others. The meaning of your name in terms of the number. Cycles, we have 3 major cycles in life. So the youth, the maturity, and then the wisdom, like what each of those are bringing to you and what you're here to learn. Also, the 4 pinnacle phases, is there 4 main phases, and they're like doors opening. There's a particular topic and there's a particular challenge. And when they're happening, what they're about, what you're here to learn, what opportunities are coming up for you during those times. And there'll be specific times, like it's all to do with according to your age, and everything's specific to the individual. It's not a general thing. It's like, okay, you with your number at this time, this year, this is what was going on for you, this is what's coming up, these are some opportunities. There's so many insights. And then also I give a 6-month forecast. So just like what we're talking about in this session, in this class, like talking about the year to come, I do that, but I also go month by month as well. So what's happening in January, what's happening in February, what's happening in March, what's happening in April. I do all of that. So this is something that's so interesting, and not just on an individual level. Like, I mean, of course, individually you can uncover so much and learn so much. Though even like what I find so fascinating is like when partners come and they want to see both of their charts together, or parent and child, they want to acknowledge the charts as well. And it's fascinating because then you can see so many similarities and like, that's why that person was drawn to the other person, or why they're in partnership, because they both have the same karmic lesson, or they both have the same destiny that they're moving towards, or one has a strength in one area that the other one is learning about, and vice versa. And the same with parent and child. It's really fascinating. So if you want more information about that, you can send me an email at info@emmabradford.net, and also on my website, www.emmabradford.net. You can also reserve a 15-minute call if you have any more questions about this. And yeah, I'm excited to connect with you. There'll be more lives next year. I'll be taking a little break over Christmas and the festive season, and also the podcast in the springtime will return as well. We've ended season 1. There'll be more to come, and there'll be more events as well. So the Women's Circle continues at Artemis. The next one is on January, the 3rd Thursday of every month. So in January, I think that's the 18th or the 19th in January, and that's going to be all about the balance of giving and receiving. So everything is on the meetup page. I will put the link in the description. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you so much for being here. And I'd love to hear in the comment section, like, what's your number for 2024? And what are you going to do to make the most of the year? Like, what are your plans for the year, your intentions for the year? I'd love to hear. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful festive season, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whether you're celebrating or not. This end of 2023, going into 2024, like, may this be a time of much love, laughter, and nourishment for you. And may we also send all of that love to those who are struggling, those who are in need, those who are in crisis around the world. That we take a moment to send some light to them too. And yes, one more thing I just wanted to mention in terms of the numbers. obviously in the Western world, like we have, or in all the world, we have the calendar of like the year ends in December and then starts in January. And this is when that energy of that number starts opening up, though it becomes a lot stronger at your birthday. So when you calculate your number for the year, it's like in January, that door opens up, though it becomes a lot more amplified from your birthday onwards until your next birthday. I just wanted to mention that. So thank you so much for being here, and I will connect with you in 2024. Much love.